I'm going to talk to you about letting go of expectations. An expectation is something that is awaited with eager anticipation. Synonyms are presumption and assumption. Expectations are a normal part of life and relationships. We assume and presume that people will do what they are supposed to do. We presume and assume that our spouse will be faithful. We assume that a spouse will do his or her part of the workload and the income producing and the things that need to be done in order to have a home, a family. We anticipate and expect that our children, when they grow older, will have a relationship with us and that we will be a part of our grandchildren's lives. We anticipate and expect that the person who is making that income and supporting us is going to go to work every day. We presume that a person will be nice to us and good to us and treat us with respect and care about us when we're in a relationship with that person. So all of these things are normal expectations. These things are the things that are a part of life where we're dealing with responsible people who are going to take care of their responsibilities, who are going to do what they're supposed to do, who are going to reciprocate in a healthy relationship. When our parents get older, we assume that our siblings will participate in and help with their care. These are all things that we look at and we say, okay, all that makes sense. But there's a problem that we get into with expectations. And that problem is that when we're dealing with a difficult person or any person who does not take care of their responsibilities, who does not do what should be done, who does not make healthy choices, when we continue to assume and presume and anticipate that that person is going to act like we would like that person to act, like that person should act, but usually doesn't, that we put ourselves into what I call the roller coaster of hope and despair and hope and despair and hope and despair. And your life energy is just sucked up with this cycle of wishing and hoping and praying and watching and anticipating and expecting, and yet getting the same thing. There's a saying that says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You're not going to get different results, most likely. But because we have that little bit of hope, or that hope that we have to have, or we feel like we're just going to plunge into despair, what we do in those difficult relationships, I included, is that we just get ourselves up to that place of just hoping that this person will change. But we do this so often that it just is too much. So what do you do when you have somebody in your life who does not take care of their normal responsibilities and who is making poor choices? Or maybe it's a person like a parent who just has an incredibly difficult, negative, critical spirit, so hard to be around. How do you handle this? Well, first of all, you have a different type of expectations, but it's the same as the first. You don't hope for what you wish. You expect to get more of the same. You align your expectations with reality, okay? Somebody who drinks most likely will drink again. Somebody who has been critical all their lives most likely will be critical of you again. Somebody who is abusive and controlling and has that abusive and controlling nature is most likely going to be abusive and controlling. Somebody who does not understand and who does not try to resolve things with you and listen and try to figure out what you're saying, most likely is not going to listen to you this time when you go and talk to that person. Someone who is moody and who is depressed is most likely going to be moody and depressed again. Somebody who is irresponsible and doesn't spend money well and will probably continue to be irresponsible. Somebody who's lazy, doesn't want a job, has not had a job, has a track record of not having a job, most likely today, unless something major has changed, is not going to look for a job. When you align your expectations to reality, it does not change the situation for that person. What it does is it changes you. It allows you to get off of that roller coaster, because that roller coaster takes so much energy. It takes all of that emotional focus, and then that disappointment is just so much for you to deal with. So when you align your expectations with reality, it's actually a relief. The other thing you can do, instead of wasting your emotional energy, is you can plan. Plan on what you're going to do. You can have plans. What am I going to do when this person is moody? How am I going to detach? What am I going to do if this person who always cancels plans again? You have a plan B available in your back pocket. What am I going to do when this person doesn't go get a job? I wonder if I should maybe have some boundaries with that. Okay, maybe I can respond to that way. I wonder what I should do with this person who's critical. Maybe I need to cut conversations short when this person becomes critical with me, and be prepared to do that, so I'm not shocked when the criticism comes and I don't know what to do because I'm kind of thrown off of balance. You actually have a plan. The plan empowers you to live your life the way you want to, and keeps you from being at the mercy of this person who's continuing this poor behavior. When the focus is on expecting something to be different, it is the only thing that you're doing. You're expecting the person to be different, and then you're being disappointed. When you expect the person to be the same, you get to make a plan. That saves you time, it saves you emotional energy, and it helps you to respond to the situation with more wisdom. There is a scripture in Proverbs 13:12 that says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life." And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting your life back, you living abundantly in spite of this person, rather than just being hung there waiting to see if that roller coaster goes up and is going to drop again. So I hope letting go of expectations has helped you. I thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship.